Welcome back to Double Down University. I'm back with you guys with another college basketball prize picks video, and today I will be going over the Iowa versus Iowa State game, and I have two props in that game for you guys. The first one is Tony Perkins over 11.5 points, as well as Keyshawn Gilbert over 15.5 points. So let's get into it and let's look at this matchup. So I always like to look from an offensive perspective. Where are the advantages for each team offensively when they bring the ball up the court and they're in possession? So for Iowa, they have an advantage from at the three-point line, as they're a better three-point shooting team than Iowa State is at defending the three, and they also have the near proximity advantage. And then flip over to Iowa State, they have a mid-range advantage as well as near proximity advantage. So anything from inside the three-point line, Iowa State has the advantage. So I really like them in this matchup as far as getting paint touches or anybody that shoots really well in the paint. So this kind of matches up with the criteria of the type of player that I'm going to look for. So as I look at the so both teams, they're really good at near proximity. So I want to look at points in the paint versus free throw attempts, because that's what you really want, especially we're taking point props. So for Keyshawn Gilbert, he averages 8 points in the paint per game, and then he also averages 8 free throw attempts. So that what that means is he's going to be aggressive. He's driving to the hole, and he's trying to get fouled every time he goes to the rack. And same thing could be said for Tony Perkins, as he averages 6 points in the paint, and he averages 6 free throw attempts per game. Now for the Iowa players, they have an advantage at the free throw line. As you can see here, free throw attempt rate, they are 22nd in the country at drawing fouls. In Iowa State, they can't keep their hands to themselves, so they foul. They're 165th in all of college basketball in free throw attempt rate and fouling, so they do foul a lot. Now, we don't have that same advantage for Iowa State players, but if Keyshawn Gilbert, if he does what he normally does, he should draw fouls. He's really good at drawing fouls. That's one of his good attributes that he has. He's been around for a little while. He's a veteran in college. He's played at UNLV the last couple years, or probably last year. He entered the transfer portal and transferred to Iowa State. So, and then one thing also, like I said about free throw attempts, he averages 6 free throw attempts a game. And then he only shoots 2 threes a game, which I really like. I know a lot of people don't really like that because they're so enamored with these 3-point shooters. But I'd rather a person take a high percentage 2-point shot than to take a 3-point shot. And that's not really his game. As you can see throughout his career, he's only been a 28%. Last year, he was a 38% 3-point shooter, but he only took 2 attempts per game. So he's making 1 out of every 2 attempts from the 3-point range. But his average actually increased by going to be more in the paint type of player, or 2-point attempt type of player. So it went from 11 to 14. He is getting a lot of shot attempts. As you can see, he's shooting anywhere between 9 to 14 shots. He did have a couple games, but a lot of these games you have to take with a grain of salt, because they're versus a really weaker competition, and he doesn't probably play that many minutes. As you can see, 23 minutes, 27, and then 27 minutes. So, those were against weaker competition. Like, look at this game against Linton. They won 102 to 47, and he only played 27 minutes and got 12 points. So he was fairly efficient with the shots that he did take, and he also went to the line 4 times in that matchup as well. So I'm just banking on him to be aggressive tonight, and just to be able to draw fouls and be able to get to the line and shoot free throws, as well as make just be a little bit over 50% on his field goal attempts that he's made. So, and then for him, he's made at least 4 field goals in every game except for one game against Virginia Tech, where he was a little off. He only had 6 shots. So, and then in the game that he only has 4 attempts, he's getting at least 4 free throws a game. And in this game, which is ridiculous, against VCU, he had 15 free throw attempts. So I love the volume of free throw attempts for him. He is a 72% free throw shooter, so he should make 3 out of every 4 free throws. And then same thing with Perkins. When he does average 30 minutes a game, he fairly goes over this 11.5 number. He's only missed it once when he played 32 minutes against Arkansas State. But he's had 13 field goal attempts. I'll live with that as well. And then he also had 4 free throw attempts. I live with that as well because he's being aggressive still. He's not, not being aggressive. He's average, like I say, he's averaged like at least 4 free throw attempts a game. So I really, really like this for him as well. And he's more of the volume shooter out of this team. A lot of their players, like let's take a look at like Patrick McCaffrey, for instance. Patrick McCaffrey doesn't draw. He gets 4 free throw attempts a game, but he only attempts 8 shots per game, as you can see. And then his numbers are. This is the thing I don't like when you take point props. Is don't pick a player that is sporadic with his shot attempts. Like look 4, 12, 8, 8, 7, 7, and then 13, and then 5. So you just never know. You want to see consistency in field goal attempts if you're taking a point prop. These are good prime under spots when you see these type of erratic, shooting performances as well. And then Ben Katrike, same thing probably with him, as he's kind of sporadic. Yep, 5, 8, 11, 10, 4, 8, 5, and 7. So you just don't know. Well, actually, those are makes, actually. So, but his attempts is up there. He's 13, 10, 18, 14. So he could be a candidate as well. If you want to do a hedge bet, you could probably take his points as well, as he does shoot it a lot as well. But he just doesn't get to the free throw line as often, I don't believe. As actually he takes 5 free throw attempts a game. So, that'd be a good hedge spot as well. If Perkins doesn't go off, I'm pretty sure he will go off as well, but he shoots 63. That's not bad, 63%. So, matter of fact, I'll add him to the list as well since I just found him. So, 15.5, I could see that as well. So, you can play these two together with Gilbert. You could also play rebounds. They don't really give us too much of a big, a lot of options for good free throws. I do like Milan. But he's more of a scorer than a rebounder, so you could take his 12.5 maybe, because if he, scores in the post. But I'm just going to stick with these 3. I really, really like these 3. Ben is the one that has grown on me since I've been able to look up his numbers and look into his stats. So I'm going to go over them again. Tony Perkins over 11.5 points. Keyshawn Gilbert over 15.5. And then Ben Katrike over 15.5 points. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.